Hey ladies and gentlemen, how are we today? I really hope we are doing what we can to stay strong throughout these tough times. But of course, we are back again with another Miss Alexandra Rodriguez video. And I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, since the very first time I made a video on this young lady herself in particular, things are propelled to heights that I didn't even expect him to do. I have simply made a video and then boom, I had people reaching out to me saying, Madzie, can you please make a video on this and this and this? And within that timeline, one of the most recurring things is that this woman has affected my mental health on how I view myself and also how I just view certain things as well. And therefore, for on a repeated amount, I've always explained to you guys and I've always stressed that there is a lot of mental health that has been affected. And you know what? Last night, someone decided to reach out to me and tell me their story. And it made me think to myself, do you know what? One thing that I've never done is I've never actually read you a story of how any one of these people have been affected by Miss Alexandra Rodriguez. So I have three different stories, okay, I have three different stories from three different people, of course, okay, that I'm about to read to you. And to be honest with you, some of it may not be easy to hear. So I understand if you need to log off now. But I think it's very important that we share some of these stories. So when I'm throwing the word mental health out, at least you know where it stems from. And at least you know how much pain a lot of these women have been going through over the years and are still going through till this day, because a woman called Alexandra Rodriguez, aka LearningToBeFearless, once upon a time decided to turn on the camera and then start to live a lie. And a lie that it impacted a lot of people that thought they were a part of a fearless tribe. But of course, before we begin, let's start off by giving a big massive shout out to every single person that is a member of the channel, including every single person that is a subscriber as we continue to grow on our road to 12K. But with that being said, if some of these, if three of these stories, if at least one of them doesn't touch you, then boy, I don't know. But listen, obviously, you know, I'm keeping everyone's information confidential, so therefore I'm going to read it obviously where you cannot see it on screen, but of course I can. So with that being said, this is the one that I initially received yesterday, okay, first and foremost. So, hi Mads, I have been keeping up with your series on Alex. I don't want to bring her any more shame than she already feeling, which is why I did not want to say anything, I am a huge mental health advocate. And the more I think about this, the more I piece together what she did was extremely harmful. I have been on my own weight loss journey for a bit, and through consistency and actual love for working out, I have lost a considerable amount of weight. I happen to live in the same area as Alex's mum. I work right by her apartment and see them often. Now, when I first started, I was smaller than Alex and knew it. But when I met her a few times, I couldn't help but think, that's what I look like? I thought I made so much more progress. Has she claimed she was wearing a size? Has she claimed she was wearing an 18? Oh, no, sorry, a 16. I was confused because at the time that was truly me. I remember giving her a hug in brackets pre-COVID, laugh out loud, and being like, "Dang, didn't know that I actually looked like," and I didn't know that's what I actually look like. I'm someone who has dealt with body image issues for my whole life, and I didn't realize that this did have a negative effect on me. Even if it was an ounce of negativity that impacted my self-image, it was something. Like I said, I don't want to cause Alex any more shame, but I almost feel wrong for not saying anything. I do like her as a person, and I do, and I feel for her truly, and with compassion. I had hoped she'd come back 10 times stronger and be able to own up to the actual damage she's caused within her community. But that doesn't seem like it will happen. She had such an opportunity to own up like a boss and say, I effed up. I'm gonna learn and educate myself and do everything in my power to earn your trust back. It's all just really cowardly. And you know what? When I read this yesterday, and I do apologize for my reading it, man's got a cold. Anyway, and when I read that yesterday, I was like, yo, man, that is just crazy. Like, just imagine if you was one of these people who had actually been close to Alex at the time, and she was telling you that she was a specific size. At that time, this was obviously a size 16, okay? Then you see her numerous times, and you're thinking, hold on a minute, is that what I look like? I'm sure I'm smaller than that. And then you finally get the opportunity to meet her face to face, and you actually have an opportunity to give her a cuddle. And as you're cuddling and you're feeling her and you're like, wait, hold on a minute. Is this how big I am? Is this how I look? Just imagine how that's going to make you feel. And to be fair, this woman here, I mean, the fact that she had physical contact with Alex is something else. And even then, because she had obviously built a trust with her YouTubers, with her subscribers at the time, this person itself in particular at the time was like, maybe, you know, the person chose to then believe maybe she was that size because she trusted everything that Alex was telling her on camera. And I know sometimes people have this thing about, but how can you put your life, you know, dedicated to someone that's online? And this is the thing that I want to say. Sometimes in life, when it comes to us feeling a certain type of way, we do not want to hear from our loved ones because we expect them to say what we expect them to say. But when it comes to reaching out to people who we don't know, sometimes hearing someone out from a place of someone that you don't know, sometimes that's even more effective to you. Hence the reason why when you're online, you are now called an influencer, because really and truly, when people look after an influencer, they look up to an influencer. And there's no one that can tell me that they don't look up to someone that they potentially may vicariously live through, or so potentially does take their advice seriously. I mean, for myself in particular, the people that I look up to, believe me, whenever I see anything that they say, I take it seriously. Because at the end of the day, I'm like, well, you got to that position and I want to get there too. And if you're saying this is how you got there, then boy, I'm trusting you. Because at the end of the day, how do we grow if we don't listen to others? And this is the thing. A lot of women came out on, a lot of people every day come onto YouTube, come onto social media to look for whoever they like. And whenever that person says something that they believe is inspiring, they hang on to it. They hang on to it because they're looking for someone to pull them up, motivate them, and take them to the next level. But of course, when you find out that person was lying and that person was telling you complete fibbles, well, what's it going to do? It's definitely going to hurt your heart. But hurting your heart is just a small fraction. What it does to your mental health is a whole different ballgame. And that is something that, to be honest with you, when someone cannot be apologetic for that, and someone can only feel like as if they're the victim, as if they're being forced to come out, then that is ridiculous, and it shows that their character has never really been true or pure in the first place. It shows that their character was always going to come to this conclusion regardless. Now listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm now going to take you to the next one. Now this next one here, boy, man. I'm going to take, you know what, let's go to this one first. Okay, let me go to this one. So this is someone that I'd spoken to, you know, throughout the time in making videos, and I reached out to this person. I said, listen, can you tell me your story about, you know, Alex, how Alex has affected your life mentally, okay? And happily, this person responded to me, and they said to me, have watched Alex for approximately 6 years. I was a fan of hers from 2015 to 2020. I mistakenly thought that I knew who Alex was, and I could trust her. Not anymore. Membership saga. Alex started up memberships on YouTube for those who wanted to have more time with her through members only live streams and get blooper videos, etc. I signed up on day 1. Okay. This person goes, the first live stream was great. Alex read almost every comment and answered all questions. She made all members feel like she cared about what we had to say and appreciate the support. Alex even said that she felt safe to speak openly with her members and loved us, etc. Another live stream, Alex was chatty, but Yarman came home with pizza, so she cut it short. Another live stream, Alex spent most of her time watching her phone, which was tracking Yarman's drive home. She was obsessed with how close he was getting, and when he was close, she ran off again, cutting it short. Now listen, I understand people have a life, right? But boy, if you're gonna dedicate yourself to going on a live stream, don't cut it short because of listen, whatever, man. Let's continue. Finally, a live stream where she was painting. A paint by numbers project. She spoke a little, but it was obvious that she had already lost interest in her membership idea. Which is a shame, because, and listen, in life sometimes we have an idea, and you know, it's very easy for us sometimes to lose, you know, faith on an idea we have, and that is normal. I get it, you know, but listen, if people are paying for you, that's just not allowed. But anyway, soon after, she cancelled all membership options. She was very disappointing for her loyal subscribers. I personally felt like she had just closed the membership because it was not enough members and money for her liking, which could be a potential. And sometimes when people don't get enough members, when they feel like they're not getting enough money because YouTube take 30% of all memberships, maybe that could have been a thing. I don't know. But either way, at the time, it definitely felt suspect. And to be fair, if the money isn't coming in, sometimes that can definitely make people feel like, you know, what's the point if I'm not going to be getting that much money anyway? And to be honest with you, that's the attitude someone's going to have, especially when you go under the name of Fearless. That doesn't really make any sense. And this person goes on and says, now this one is called sponsors. Okay, I like the way this person's really put it down. You know what I'm saying? Over the years, I have purchased several items on Alexandra's recommendation. And this is basically going to be talking about how the sponsorships have been an impact on people's lives. This includes clothing, shoes, makeup, cosmetics, and other things, where some were good and I continued to repurchase them. However, some were a complete waste of money and expensive. One that still bothers me is the high mirror smart mirror, which cost $160. God damn, after using Alex's discount code. This video was made on this mirror. The video she made on this mirror was excellent. She is a good salesperson, I suppose. I guess when you got it, right? You know what? It's a shame that I can't show you this information here at hand, because I gotta say that just the detail here is brilliant. But hey, man, we gotta respect people's privacy. Now, this person continues by saying, when I noticed that the mirror, when I noticed that the mirror never appeared in her videos, I sent her a message asking if she only featured it for sponsorship money, or does she really use it? Alex then blocks me. Why? ? It was clear to me finally that she is a fake. I will never buy anything she recommends again, even if she claims it is not sponsored. She is no longer trustworthy in my eyes. And then obviously we move on to the next one, which is merchandise purchase too. This person obviously purchased Fearless Tribe merchandise, as well as a top and a mug. She continues, she finalizes by saying, no longer relatable. The Alex since 2020 seems to think she's better than everyone else. It's great that she found the one. It's great that she found the one, made plenty of money, and is happy. That does not make her better than anyone else, though. That constant redecorating of her home is another thing that makes her completely unrelatable. The average person cannot afford to buy a new home decor every 3 to 4 months. Now listen, ladies and gentlemen, that was the second story, and boy, I still need to get to the next one, the one I avoided doing second, because the next one, man, honestly. But listen, end of the day, that one there itself, that one is so crucial to the fact of why this sponsorship thing is such a big deal. Now listen, when someone has a hustle to have sponsors as a way to earn money, there's nothing wrong with it, absolutely. But when people are out here sponsoring things that they don't even use themselves, or don't even believe are good themselves, because they just want that quick buck, it is not fair for the people who are true supporters of them, or in that case, a Fearless Tribe, because they are taking what you say seriously. And let's be honest, when you watch TV and you watch your favorite, you watch your favorite celebrity sponsor something, you're more likely to buy it because they are the selling point. Alex in this moment in time may not be a celebrity per se, but she is someone who is an influencer. And when she advertises things that she's recommending to other people, of course, when she recommends them because she wants them to buy them. Because of course, she gives them discount codes. So therefore, end of the day, for people to want to buy things from Alex or from any YouTuber, people have to build a trust within that YouTuber themselves to trust that that YouTuber is telling them the truth. So obviously, when you come to a conclusion and you realize that this YouTuber isn't telling you the truth, of course it's going to crush you. Of course it's going to harm you. And of course you're going to be extremely upset. And that is why the sponsorship videos have become such a thing where people are like, what? And it's so crazy because ever since the whole interview of her on a Beast to Beast, and ever since even before that, when she made the whole video saying that, hey guys, I'm going to stop doing, vlogs, and I'm now going to do just, videos on clothing and decor and whatnot. It's just interesting, isn't it, though, how she was able to stop doing vlogs, but she's more than happy to continue doing videos where she has these affiliate links to Amazon and has these non-sponsored / sponsored videos. Now listen, end of the day, like I said before, and I have to repeat myself, I have no issues with anyone having a hustle to earn their money. But when you're earning your money in a way that is affecting other people's bank accounts, as well as other people's mental minds, that is a line that has to be called out, regardless of whether that person wants to listen to that, and regardless of whether that person wants to continue doing that behavior. At least if we call them out, at least we know that they know that what they're doing is unacceptable. And we know she knows what she's doing is unacceptable because we made it abundantly clear. And to be honest with you, if this video here right now doesn't do that, then I don't know what does. But like I said, if she continues to do what she does, listen, then so be it. But at least she now knows for sure how much damage she's doing by the antics that she has done over the years and what she's now going to continue doing by doing all of these decors and XYZ. And to be honest with you, the most recent video that she did, the decor one with the whole, building the vase thingy-majiggy. I mean, listen, that video itself, oh my goodness gracious me. I received screenshots minutes before I made this video, of people stressing that why are you spray painting when you're indoors? And also, why are you making a video that you're rushing to make? But listen, that is that. Let's move on to the next one, to the last one. And honestly, let me just read it. When I first became a subscriber to Learning to Be Fearless, aka Alexandra Rodriguez, 7+ years ago, I felt connected to her in a way where we were related in so many ways. I found if I'd compliment her, she'd respond to my comments and give me attention, and that made me feel special. And you know what? Listen, everybody wants to feel special. When anyone subscribes to a YouTuber, whether it's in a live stream or whatever, when a YouTuber responds, listen, of course, it's gonna make you feel like great, because you're gonna be like, yo, you noticed me? And I get it. Sometimes people get upset when they don't get noticed, but I guess, listen, the more comments that you get, and obviously at the same time, the more people come across, it's natural for you to obviously lose track. And obviously for you to not be able to respond to everyone. But of course, that moment that someone responds to you, it definitely makes your connection with that subscriber and that influencer even more. So I can dig what she's saying here. Now, she continues by saying, but as the years went on, I noticed her content and motives in her videos became all about her. At first, I trusted her in all aspects: sizes, product recommendations, random company suggestions. Then I noticed she stopped using things she had one recommended, and sizing didn't add up as I was comparing myself to her. I realized I was following a fraud. Not only that, but a fraud who couldn't handle the truth, and in other words, any negative or constructive criticism. This really hurt me to the core. Alex made me feel like she was a friend in the beginning. Now I feel like I was a throwaway. And it's interesting because Alex, whenever she makes the videos of her being apologetic, she always talks about how I always feel like I could open up to you guys, just like the story that I just read to you now. I always feel like we was a community. I always feel like I could open up to you guys. I feel like we're a family. And you know what though? The fact that Alex says that means that she knows that she has created a fan base, a community of people who feel like a family to her too. So therefore, there's no way you can ignore the fact that people also felt the same way of feeling like, yes, we are family. But let's continue. She got cocky and was hiding things way too much. The betrayal made my depression and anxiety worse. And you know what though, this is the thing, like I said before, when people come on a platform and they look for someone to watch, they look to watch someone that can help them uplift themselves and move forward, And whether that platform is on YouTube or any other social media account, or whether even that is watching a TV show of someone else, either way, the moment that any one of us is on the screen, we are definitely impacting lives whether we like it or not. But to be honest with you, there's a lot of us that know this. And the reason I say this is because there's a lot of people on YouTube, okay, at this moment in time and always, who will make a channel and they will build any sympathy, any kind of amount of sympathy possible, because they know if they can build a platform where people will have sympathy for them, people will happily give them super chat after super chats. People will also happily give them GoFundMe accounts, GoFundMe money of again and again and again and again. So the point I'm trying to make is that, listen, everybody that's online, okay, obviously there's a lot of them that are aware that when they come online, they can manipulate the system. And then there's some of them that are generally just being genuine. That means Alexandra Rodriguez, and at that point here, if you're someone that is depressed or going through anxiety, and then you find someone online who's maybe going through the same thing or XYZ, and you want to relate to that person, and you're like, yo, man, you're going to want to obviously give them a fund here and there, even if it's your last penny, because you're trying to do it from the greatest of your heart, because you're going for the same thing. Now, obviously, when it comes to depression and anxiety itself, it may not be something that Alexandra Rodriguez has stressed often per se, but the fact that this woman has gone on here to find a distraction, to look for someone to look after, someone to uplift her and kind of distract her from depression and anxiety, but then for that person to go and crush that is ridiculous. And to be honest with you, does it really matter if Alex doesn't know that some of her fans or some of her ex-fans have depression or anxiety? Does it matter that she doesn't know it? No, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, when you are on a platform, you have to be aware that when you attract people to your channel, you're going to be attracting people from all different types of the world and all different types of any kind of situation that they are going through. That is the whole idea of being an influencer when you're online, because once you're online, your videos can go anywhere. But anyway, let's continue. Like I let this stranger that I once trusted fake me out. And I got really down on myself about that. I unsubscribed because I couldn't stand to even see her post anymore. They trigger a poor mental reaction in me. It's sad that someone could do this, but I guess that's the power an influencer has. Her admissions and apologies since mean nothing to me. Too much damage has been done. I've since had to up my dosage on my medication also. I've been let down by people in my real life and then again by someone I thought was a role model. It was hard to describe how it makes someone with mental health issues feel. I guess the best way is it knocks us down a notch or two. And now we have to try harder to climb out of this deeper hole we are in. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, like I said before, yesterday someone reached out to me and told me their story. And since then, I reached out to, two other people that I have been in communication with from time to time who have helped me make some of the videos that we've made. And therefore, I said, listen, do you have a story though? I mean, how much has you been affected? And to be creating is crazy though. And the thing is, about these 3 different stories, every single story here has a different main point, The first person spoke about the fact that when she saw Alex multiple times, something just didn't add up. But because she believed in her so much, she just had to believe that maybe Alex was telling the truth and maybe she was that size that Alex was, claiming to be, even though that person knew she wasn't. And even after a cuddle, that person still was in the capacity to manipulate themselves, to tell themselves that no, if Alex says this, then Alex says it because I trust Alex. But then for that person to find out that really and truly Alex has been manipulating her, it wasn't good. That person was then drove into a position where she was in a mental health situation. And also that person was going through a body image situation anyway. That was the first person. The second person gave us a good detail of the whole idea behind these sponsorships. How the sponsorships have been just a way to make money for herself, but at the same time to con other people into obviously buying those things. And then it is what it is. And it's so sad. It is so sad that you make videos and you want to sponsor yourself, which is fine because you want to make your money, but then people are going out and buying these things, and then when they buy them, they don't ever see them again in your videos. But then sometimes when they buy them, they are good, and then sometimes when they buy them, they're just shocking. But either way, the sponsorships obviously have an impact. But like I said before, and to be fair, the person said themselves, sponsored or not, affiliate or not, end of the day, how can we trust someone that just sponsors anything and everything for the sake of it? And it's crazy because we even have YouTubers out here as well who even do, it's crazy because we even have YouTubers out here, who will get sponsored by Adam and Eve, but yet their channel isn't even based on that kind of product, It's just bizarre. And this is the problem with influencers online who would just take any sponsor because they just want that quick buck, because once they got into the line of YouTube and they started making that good money, they went out there and they started buying homes that they could not afford long term, unless they kept up the views. And this is what happens when it comes to keeping the views, they start to manipulate and lie. And also on top of that, some of the YouTubers will also get a team. And when they get a team, that means they're going to pay that team as well. Graphic designer, you know what I mean? The camera person, all that kind of stuff. They got to pay them as well. But listen, that was just the second person talking about that. And it's just so sad that some influencers out here will go to the lengths of manipulating their audience just to get that extra super chat, or to get that membership, or to get that sponsor or whatever. It's super sad. Then obviously the last person he spoke about how this person had already suffered with depression, had already suffered with anxiety, okay? And thought that this person was their friend. And this person now is in a situation they even had to up their dosage, man. But listen, I get it. Some people may come out and say, well, it's not Alexis' fault. People want to come online and follow her and, do what she says. But the thing is though, if you make a platform and you call yourself Learning to Be Fearless, and then you have a tribe called Fearless Tribe, and then on top of that Fearless Tribe, you're then telling people that, we are a family and we got each other, and you're building that trust, how can you not expect people to then want to fall in love with that person? And to be honest with you, any person that is still a stan of her now, there's a reason why you're a stan, because you fell in love with what she gave you. And of course, you're still in love with, which is fine. But just think about it. how can you then judge other people for being affected by someone else, for also falling in love with a YouTuber, for having a trustworthy a bond with a YouTuber? So therefore, if you're standing, you come in, you say you're X, Y, Z, to be honest with you, I don't know why you're even going to type anything, because you're really going to waste your energy, because it's going to prove that, if anything, you do not care about other people's lives. You may not even, you know what, we'll leave it there. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you're thinking in the comment section. This video is definitely the most hardest video I've ever made in my channel in general. But I felt like it was very important to at least share what is being caused by Miss Alexandra Rodriguez, but at the same time, what is being caused by maybe any other YouTuber that you do watch, that maybe you think is being genuine, but maybe really and truly, they're just lying to you. And with that being said, boy, we've got a video to come up after this one. This video. Nonetheless, thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you lovely people in the comment section. Peace.